So get this, 80% of online readers will not read past your headline, which is why your headlines are the single most important part of any copy you write. So what makes a great headline? I thought you would never ask. Keep watching as I critique 9 headlines live. Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex, and I am really excited because this is a twist on my normal tutorial videos. So last week, I hosted a live headline critique on my Instagram account where I reviewed headlines written and submitted by a few of my lucky followers and subscribers. Now, I get asked a lot by you guys right here on YouTube if I could do over-the-shoulder style videos where I share examples, give feedback, and analyze real copy written in real time. Well, I want you to know that I heard you loud and clear, and I so appreciate your suggestions. The great news is I've already started sharing this type of content over on my Instagram account, so if you're not already part of the Posse on IG, go ahead and find me at Copy Posse. You might even be selected for my next live copy critique. But in the meantime, I am bringing you all the goodness that you missed out on right here to my YouTube channel. What you're about to see is the exclusive recording from this live training where I critiqued 9 headlines for a variety of different assets and niches, as well as answered some of the Posse's most pressing copywriting questions. Now, please excuse the audio quality. It's not perfect as it was taken from my iPhone, but I really wanted to share this with you guys because I think you'll find it insanely valuable. So enjoy and make sure you watch to the very end for a very exciting announcement.
Quick hello, comment where you're joining in from. I see people from Nigeria, India. Oh my gosh, so cool. I love it. A lot of people who I critiqued the first time are back on again. And I want to just say a quick shout out to everyone who submitted their copy for review, because I know it is nerve-wracking not only having a professional like me see your copy, but then also have the whole world see it. So even though your names aren't splattered across the critiques, it's still like, a little bit of that scary feeling. But you guys, you have to put yourself out there to succeed, and it starts with things like this. So, I typically charge $500 as the base for my critiques, and this is a chance for a lot of the applicants to get their headlines critiqued in front of all of you. So huge thanks to everyone who submitted. I had a hard time narrowing it down. I initially said I would do 3, and literally there were so many good ones that I actually have, I think, about 8, and then even a couple backup if we have time. So I picked headlines from a variety of different niches. I have types of headlines. So I have landing page, some B2B headlines, info products, homepage, event, service, a content article, because I wanted you guys to see like the full spectrum of headlines, because of course headlines are written on so many different things, and they are, you've heard me say it a million times before, the single most important part of your sales copy, because 80% of people do not read past the headline. That's crazy. That means to the 20% of people who do, it's like cutting your audience down so drastically if your headline isn't strong, right? And really quickly before we dive in, I want to share my hot headline formula with you because it's simplistic, but I swear I use this every single time I'm reviewing a headline, writing a headline, critiquing a headline. I look to see if it's got a strong hook, and I want to know, like, right away, what is it for? Don't make me guess. Don't try to be like too fancy. It needs to have a strong hook, and it needs to be really clear what it's selling or what you're trying to convey. It needs to have an open loop. I need to want to continue reading, right? If it doesn't have an open loop, there's no real need for me to close that loop in my mind and continue reading, which is why 80% of people do not read past the headline, because there's no open loop. And the third thing is target audience. So HOT, target audience. You need to very clearly speak to your target audience, not by necessarily calling them out like, hey, women aged 18 and up. Like, that's obviously a very, very obvious example of calling out your target audience, but by speaking directly to your audience's pain, so that when someone lands on your headline, they go, oh my gosh, this is for me. I need to keep reading. All right, so that is my hot headline formula. I'm gonna spend about 40 minutes critiquing headlines, okay? And then I'm gonna open the floor to questions. You guys, I got so many questions submitted in advance, so I'll pull those up on the screen. I won't be able to answer all of them. I'm gonna try to stick specifically to the copywriting questions. I know you guys love to ask freelancing advice and how to get clients, and that's all great, but I'm not gonna be able to answer those types of questions on this live. But We will take note of all of your questions, and I'll make sure that I gear future content towards any questions that weren't answered. And then of course, if you are watching the recording of this after the fact, you can comment below on my IGTV and we'll be able to answer you in person, or directly on the Instagram comments. Okay, so are you guys ready to get started with our first headline critique? Give me some hearts if you are ready to dive in. Okay, I'm excited. Now, this is the first time I'm doing this, so let's just see how this works. Essentially, I'm going to be pulling up our headline participants. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. I even left a little spot just for my video. Okay, you guys can see it okay, right? And it's not backwards, so we are winning. Oh my gosh, you guys, I almost forgot the most important thing. You have to stay to the end because I am making a super exciting announcement. Those of you who were on the first live already heard it, but I'm making a really, really exciting announcement based on what you guys have been specifically asking me for. So you're gonna wanna stick around because that is gonna be super, super juicy. Now let's dive into the first headline. So this is a landing page example. Big shout out to Tia who submitted this for the first critique, and she even DM'd me literally like a minute ago and was like, hey, I implemented your changes, but for the sake of the critique, I reverted them back so that everyone could really see the copy before I integrated your changes. Huge shout out for being a fast action taker, Tia. Like, I love that. You win already. But I wanted to start off with your headline because I honestly think it's very, very strong. Obviously, for those of you who can see the screen, it is for a notebook called Hemlock and Oak, and it is a year planner, right? So I love the main headline. I absolutely do. Plan your best life. When you can say exactly what it is that you do in 4 words, it's like copywriting crack to me. It's like the most exciting thing ever because you're saying plan, which is exactly what you're selling, and you have a beautiful photo to go with it, so it makes it very clear in the viewer's mind, like this is for planning. And your best life, it's like mine, you're speaking to the viewer, and you're saying best life, you know, that I think to me just really sums it up. I truly think that's great. Now, I think your call to action or your subheadline is where you can just strengthen things up a little bit. You say, we're on our way to help you achieve your goals through value-focused planning. For now, get our free 6-month planner printable and access to our library of free tools. So you guys know that I'm a huge fan of saying what you need to say in as few words as possible. So while I love the we're on our way to help you, it's kind of like saying like, we're not quite there, so we can't quite help you yet, but we will, which is not true, right? Like, you're giving away this free printable planner, so just say it, right? Achieve your goals through value-based planning. Like, you can remove that whole first bit, right? Same with the second sentence where you say, for now. Again, it's saying like, we're not quite giving you everything, which, you know, kind of is a bit confusing because ultimately all you want is for people to enter in their name and email address to get their planner, right? So I would simply say, get our free 6-month printable planner, little like spelling error, right? And access to our free library of tools. I think that's great. The free library of tools, it actually makes me like wonder a little bit more, and I'm not quite sure what that is. So to be honest, it might just be as simple as saying, get your free, you know, printable planner. I like to use only a few adjectives because you're saying free, 6-month, and printable. It's a lot to process, right? I would remove 6-month and I would just say, get your free printable planner now. Plus get access to our library of free tools. Like, I would want to know what that is. Like, you know, maybe you can open a loop a little bit more by sharing a little bit more what that is. Is it like, you know, productivity tools or, you know, anything like that, right? And then something that I'd mentioned to you before is what a great opportunity to also include some relevancy, because 2020 was a doozy of a year, and like right now is when people are looking to plan for the year ahead. So this would be a really good headline, like the Plan Your Best Life and everything I just said for like an evergreen anytime type of headline. But I think you can add into the, not the main headline, because I like the main headline, but you could say, for example, plan your best life in 2021, just add those 2 words. And then in the sub headline, say, leave 2020 in your dust. Finally achieve your biggest goals through value-focused planning. Get your free, say your, not our, get your free printable planner now and access our free library of productivity tools. Boom! Tia, feel free to use that. Obviously, the recording will be shared so you can like transcribe that and all that. But well done. Very, very strong headline. Super proud of you, girl. So keep on writing, and you will be good to go. Now we're gonna move on to our second, and by the way, guys, send some hearts to Tia because this is like major scary to put your work out there, right? So let's make it a habit of after I share everybody's work, let's share a little posse love and share our gratitude for people putting their work out there because it is scary as all hail. All right, we're going to example number 2. This one comes from, thanks Tia. She says, holy shit, that's even better than last time. Yeah, I was on a roll there. This one comes from Doug, and I wanted to share this example because it is a B2B business, right? So he sends me, I'm going to look over here to read the message so that you guys have context for it. He says, my headline is for You at College. So I'm guessing that's the brand name. They sell mental/physical health services to student bodies so universities can collect feedback. So they sell to universities. Within the student portal, are mental health tools, academic study tools, goal tracking tools, and campus customized information so that universities can use this feedback to manage their resources and learn what their students need. Even that is pretty good copy, right? Like I read that, I know exactly what it is. You're selling this student portal to universities so that they can provide mental health tools, academic study tools, and all that, right? Now, when I read your copy, I kind of get a little bit overwhelmed. And Doug, thank you for putting this out there because I think you're making just a really common mistake, and I do it a lot too, is like we try to get too fancy and we try to say too much. And you have to remember that even in B2B, at the helm of the decision making is one person who has an ultimate goal. And often it's not as logical as you think, right? So here you have the student portal creating effective success initiatives without wasting valuable resources. Navigate our student roadmap, catalyzing involvement, catering to individual needs, and increasing campus resource awareness at 87%. Like I'm already a little bit lost, right? And it's just because you're like trying to cram so much in there, right? And I think that what you said to me earlier is so good. So what if your headline just said, show your students you care. The You at College portal provides mental health support, academic tools, and goal tracking to help your students succeed, right? And then of course, later you can have all the stats and like the juicy research that backs it up and all of that, right? But I think here, and this goes for everyone listening, your headline needs to speak to the USP of what you're offering. And it's often one core really strong idea. And to me, the idea of having universities feel empowered to support their students and focus on mental health, which is probably not common for university bodies to really take that much personal interest in their students' like mental health and well-being. I think that could really just take your copy up to the next level. And then you can say like, request a demo of our easy to access student portal. And then of course on the homepage, you can have all of this other information and a list of all these juicy benefits that you're trying to cram into just the headline, right? So the goal of the headline is just to hook attention, open a loop, and speak to those target audiences in terms of what their core pain point is. All right, let's give some love to Doug, you guys. Thank you so much, Doug. That was legit. I love it. All right, moving on to headline number 3. All right, so this is great. This is a homepage example, and Michaela submitted this, and she was saying, thank you so much for allowing me to submit this. I'm working with a self-care life coach, and I wrote copy for her main website. So here it is. This is the main headline. Now, the first thing I'm going to say, and this is nothing on you, Michaela, but as copywriters, like we should really care about how our copy is presented when our client publishes it. And I know it doesn't look like this on desktop because I did look at it on desktop and it does look better. But on mobile, it's kind of like there's 2 learn more buttons, which is kind of weird. And the fonts and like everything's just a bit much. And so again, it's not your job to do this. It's not your job to be a graphic designer, but think about it. If you're sharing your work, like you want it to be presented in the best way possible, right? So I would absolutely, give your client some of this feedback and just say, hey, there might be some better ways that you can optimize this for mobile. First thing, right? And maybe use some cleaner fonts and maybe just one cursive font for accent pieces. So I actually really love your main headline. Self-care is your superpower. I love that. That is such a great hook. It makes me want to know more. Now, I think it's the sub-headline that is a bit redundant. So you're saying, helping fun-loving, busy women take care of themselves really, really well. That's not bad. That's like, that's a decent sub-headline. But it doesn't make me want to click that learn more button, really. So I would truly say something along the lines of, and this goes for anytime you're writing for like a personality-based brand. So you're writing on behalf of this woman. I would simply say, I provide tools and advice to help busy, stressed out women achieve balance, nourish their bodies, and flourish. And then make the call to action be something like a lead gen, right? Like click to get my free guide, or even better, click to get my free self-care guide. Something like that, because I love how you call out the target audience. So you have a hook and you call out the target audience, but there's like not a lot of an open loop going on, and it's a little bit redundant because you say self-care, then you take care of themselves, or you say take care of themselves. So there's just a couple little things that you can do to tweak that sub-headline, but really, really strong. And I'm really quickly going to show you the pop-up, just because I thought it came up as I was reviewing the headlines. And I think that this is really good. Like, download your copy of our guide with its simple and easy ways to look after you. I don't know if Nourish and Flourish You is the name of the guide, but that doesn't really make sense grammatically. So I might just change this to click below to get a copy of my free ebook and learn simple and easy ways to look after yourself, or something like that. But overall, very, very well done. I think that you absolutely like nailed the core components. Now it's just about like really making that main headline punch a little with the call to action, and adding a little bit more of an open loop that really makes me want to click that button, okay? So now we're going into Pranay. Sorry if I said your name wrong. This is, oopsies, I went backwards, didn't I? Here we go. Pranay, this is for another info product. It's an education based product that talks to people who want to improve their personality development and communication skills. So, by the way, give Michaela some love too. I know you guys are already doing it. I just want to make sure I don't forget to show gratitude to every single one of you who submitted your headlines. Okay, so here we are looking at info product headlines. Turbocharge the real personality within you. Personality development program. The program made to unlock your true potential. So, Pranay, you have the bones of a great headline here, but let me tell you where you've gone wrong a little. You've made the main biggest headline a very clear, just like what it is, personality development program, which isn't that exciting, right? Like, you want to use that main prime real estate as a way to like super get people excited. And this is the other thing you have to be really careful about, guys, when you're writing in industries that are where there's like a lot of noise out there. Like personality development programs, personal development programs, they're really common. And so you want to really make sure that you're speaking to the pain of the person who is going to be needing this product, and that you're also sharing the USP, or what makes this program different. So, for example, you could say, if it's personality development, I'm guessing that the pain is like lacking confidence maybe. And so you could lead with a question like, tired of feeling like, or do you lack confidence in social situations, or do you find yourself stumbling over your words? Or I'm not quite sure exactly what the program does, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Like, lead with a pain point, and then make the main headline like a really strong benefit-driven hook where it's like, discover 6 simple shifts you can make to have a charismatic and confident personality in 3 weeks, in 2 weeks, in 1. I don't know what the program does, but make the benefit and the hook and the USP really, really strong. And then you can have the third headline say like, this program has been designed using proprietary communication techniques to help you unlock your true potential, or something like that, right? And this is a trap that a lot of writers fall into. They kind of just like say the same benefit in a few different ways. And so you say like, turbocharge the real personality. unlock your true potential. Like, it's all kind of just like benefit fluff. And then the main headline doesn't really say anything. So if I were to redo this headline, I would say strong pain-driven question to hook the reader in and make sure the target audience knows you're speaking to them. A very strong benefit / USP headline, and then a third headline that can go into a little bit more detail about the program to get people excited and thinking that it's different. So let's give some love to Pranay. Give them some hearts, guys. Thank you so much for putting yourself out there, Pranay. Love, love, love it. Now, the next headline I'm going to share, this girl, she's a freaking overachiever. She implemented the feedback right after our last session, which I love because, again, brownie points for freaking taking action. And I wanted to share it again because to me, this is such a strong headline. And I don't actually even have really any feedback for it anymore. But the main headline is how to feel confident expressing yourself in French, even when you're not. So Matilda absolutely nailed this main headline because she expresses the benefit. Here's how to feel confident expressing yourself in French, even when you're not. She's speaking to people who aren't French. So immediately it's a hook and a target audience. Then she's saying the complete A to Z pronunciation course for French beginners struggling with their spoken French. I think that's brilliant. Honestly, I think the only tweak I would give is I try to avoid redundancy, and you have the word like French 3 times. So is there a way to maybe say like the complete A to Z pronunciation course for beginners struggling with their spoken French? Maybe just remove that middle French, because again, like, we've got it, it's for French, right? So that might be the only thing, Matilda, that I would do to improve this. And as I said before, I'm definitely signing up for your program because I didn't read through the rest of your page, but it looks so legit, and I feel like I sound really horrible when I try to speak French. Yes, someone just said love the use of italics. Absolutely, you guys. This is such a brilliant, thanks for bringing that up, because again, as copywriters, it's our job to write the words. However, when there's certain words that you want to inflect or put emphasis on, like, you can do a lot with brackets and dashes and italics and to get people interested and continue reading, right? So this is just like a fabulous example of like girl knows her stuff. So well done, Matilda. Okay, now we're gonna go to an example for an online event. So this is from Zaya, and he says, I have a free class coming up on Monday, and I'm teaching people the purpose of, or how to pick a niche for their business and attract the right paying clients. So I definitely get that from this, right? It says the power in niche marketing. Then it says niche marketing, the power in identifying your niche. The secret to gaining visibility and conversions on Instagram easily. No, you don't need 1,000 followers. So you guys might have heard it as I said it, right? How many times did I say the word niche? A lot. So it's a little bit redundant, but like super strong, Zaya. Like, I get what you're putting out there, right? You have a little call to action at the bottom, register for your free, via the link in bio. So here's my feedback. With online events, guys, you have to give a date and a time. It's not like this evergreen offer that people can sign up at any time. Like, at this point, I don't even know it's on Monday. You told me it's on Monday, but how do I actually know? Like, use the date to create a sense of urgency and scarcity. Like, use it in your favor, right? So I would say, like, free online marketing event Monday at whatever time it is. Like, let's just lay it out there first and foremost in the beginning. Now, can you guys guess what the hook in all of this is? Like, what's the exciting hook in this whole headline? It's the secret to gaining visibility and conversions on Instagram easily, right? So that is the main headline. Like, you say niche marketing, the power in identifying your niche, and then in brackets it says the secret to gaining visibility and conversions on Instagram. But here is the biggest mistake, and this is why a lot of people don't read past the headline, is because you opened a loop and you closed it in the same headline. You say it's the secret, and then you basically say, oh, the secret is identifying your niche. Oh, well then I don't need to attend the event. You just told me exactly what it is. So imagine if it said, free online marketing event, Monday, September, whatever the date is at this time. Discover the secret to gaining visibility and conversions on Instagram easily. I would put the secret to easily gaining, that's just like grammar thing, but easily gaining And then it can still say, and no, you don't need 1,000 followers. I love that like objection killer there right away. I think that's great. Don't tell them that the secret is identifying their niche, because that's what the event is about. Make them come and say, are you guys ready to learn the secret? Then tell them the secret, right? So that is, if you take away anything from this headline, and Zaya, thank you so much for submitting this, because it's a really common thing that I see even the most experienced copywriters doing. It's like this need to like want to tell everyone everything. It's like, blah, this is what it's going to be. But you need to give people a reason to keep on reading and to attend your event, because nowadays it's hard to get people to show up for anything, right? And so make sure they're like, I have to know the secret. But well done. Hopefully that helps you tweak, and hopefully that helps you get more people on your event on Monday. Super exciting. All right, give Zaya some love. Now we're moving into a homepage example written by Sophia. Now this is another B2B example, and you said, hey, the headline is for an IT support and branding company. The target audience is small businesses, and the CTA is to help them make use of the company's branding, digital marketing, or IT support services. So my first thought when I read what you wrote me was like, wait, there's a company that does branding and digital marketing and IT support, and it's like, so they basically just do everything, which can be a really hard thing to sell. It's kind of like saying like, hey, we do it all, which could be actually the main hook. And I do love the support every business needs. Never have to worry about expanding your business reach, managing information, and technology troubles. Do you need an IT solution to improve the daily running of your business and expand your business reach? So overall, you're doing a really good job of calling out the pain. But I think the thing that would make this a bit stronger is to include, again, what is the USP that makes this different? Is it like you're done for you in-house marketing team on speed dial? Is it like 24/7 reliable tech support? Like really take some time to think about what that core benefit is. Let's just say it's your marketing team on speed dial. Get 24/7 reliable support so you never have to worry about, and then you can put in some of the things you have here. But again, you just really, for B2B guys, or any product that isn't like a super problem aware audience where you are like really talking to the pain, which would be like personal development, weight loss, fitness, all of that, then really focus on what makes your business different, okay? But super, strong bones here. Again, you just want to crystallize it. Like, what is the USP? What is going to make this headline punch? I think really focusing on what that core thing is. Then, of course, later on the page, you can have all of the other benefits that the company offers, but you don't want to cram it all in kind of at the beginning, because I read this and I'm kind of a little bit lost. I'm still like, so do you do marketing? Do you do branding? Do you do IT? Like, what do you do? Oh, you do everything. Oh, well, that really needs to be made like super, super clear. But again, great job, Sophia. Let's give Sophia some love, guys. Well done. Okay, so how are we all doing? You guys all still with me? We are going into example number 8. Now, this is a blog title, and this is from Lindy. And she said, I'm starting a new blog. It's in the astrology space, and it's for people who want a deeper astro knowledge. And they're sick of hearing of Mercury retrograde. I love that. And I can't even blame Mercury retrograde for my tech problems that I had yesterday, I don't think. Anyway, she says the goal is to obviously get comments. And I wanted to share this example because a lot of you might be content writers and you might be writing blog headlines. But the same rules apply. You don't have as much real estate. Like oftentimes when I'm writing a sales page or a landing page, you have like multiple lines to play with, right? You have like the main hook, you have the sub headline, you have a call to action. With a blog title, you're really just focusing on that main hook. And the main goal is pique curiosity, get them to click. Like it is crazy how many people do not read articles. Like in fact, I think I read a stat, well I shared this on my Instagram yesterday or the day before, like 6 out of 10 people share blog articles on their Facebook without ever reading it. Like they just go based on the title, which is crazy to me. So I think this is a really strong headline. It says, 5 steps to transform your life during the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. So the only issue I see with this is if you're really looking for kind of more mass audience of people, people might read Jupiter-Pluto conjunction and have no idea what that means. So adding a bit of context and also really staying away from cliche. I'm in personal development, so I hear the words transform your life, change your life, life-changing, all of that so many times that like I look for unique hooks. So imagine if this said, 5 reasons why the upcoming Jupiter, Pluto, conjunction's a weird word. People might not know what that means if you're not in astrology. I mean, I do, because one of my biggest partners is a huge astrology and numerology site. But you could say, 5 reasons why the upcoming Jupiter, Pluto alignment is going to insert something, like is going to supercharge your manifesting power, is going to help you attract the love of your life, is going to make you more confident and charismatic. Like, I don't know what, like, Jupiter's the planet of luck, and Pluto's like the underworld, so it could be even dark. Like, 5 reasons why you need to take cover and watch what you say during the upcoming Jupiter-Pluto alignment. Something like that, right? Because people, when you say transform your life, it's like a little bit like, yeah, I've seen that a million times, right? So get specific about your hook and make people be like, oh my gosh, I have to sneeze. I better watch what I say because Jupiter is doing something in the skies. I better be careful, right? But very strong headline. Like, again, so many of these guys are just like, they would probably do fine, and I'm just kind of sharing how I would punch them up a little bit, if you will. All right, so we have one more on the list, and then we're gonna move on to Q&A. I must be talking real fast because we're going a little bit quicker than last time, but that's good because it'll leave more time for Q&A, which is always good. So Owen Lola says, let me pull up her copy. It's a little hard to read. I tried to make it bigger, but I really couldn't. This is for a service. She says, this copy is for a restaurant that handles food delivery service. The target is anyone who's tired of bad food delivery services. So overall, again, not terrible. For something about the word deceived seems like a little bit heavy for a food delivery service, but then I'm also confused because I don't know if this is for a food delivery service like Skip the Dishes, or if it's for an actual restaurant, which is like one single restaurant. So you want to be really careful. This is similar to the example I gave when I was speaking about the personal development headlines. Is when you're speaking to about a product that's pretty common, like food delivery services or personal development, you have to like really quickly like figure out what makes your product different, right? And so first of all, I would say if it's a restaurant, like say like, our food or our complete menu can be at your doorstep or whatever it is within 5, 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever's reasonable. But make it clear what the USP is. Make it clear whether it's a food delivery service or a restaurant, because that was something I wasn't really clear about. And it's all pain here, right? So it's like there's no benefit. So you could lead with, are you disappointed? Someone offered that word instead of deceived, which I think is great. Are you disappointed by food that arrives on your doorstep cold, mixed up, orders wrong, whatever that, really succinct opening headline might be? Get great hot food delivered to your doorstep in 30 minutes guaranteed. Browse our menu to see what menu options we have, or, that was a bit redundant, but you get what I'm trying to say. Because if that was a restaurant, it's like you want to make, obviously the call to action is to like browse our menu and order food, right? But overall, I think this is great. You just want to make sure that you're not focusing on all the pain, because it's food delivery. Like, people aren't staying up at night because they're upset that their meal was cold, right? So, you want to make sure you're using like a really strong USP instead of just focusing on pain for something like this. Now, Pranay asked a really good question I just saw it come up. He said, can we trust like the headline analyzer tools? Here's the thing, guys. I run my headlines through like the CoScheduler headline analyzer tool just out of curiosity, and like it'll score like a 60%. Yet I know that those headlines converted really well. So everything with a grain of salt, right? When you are using those headline tools, actually my community manager said, use it as a tool, not a textbook, which I think is so brilliant. Like, use it as guidance to be like, how might I improve this? But, they might say, oh, you have to add in 18 adjectives, and you're like, that doesn't make sense, right? So everything with a grain of salt. Owen Lola, I hope that helped you. Let's give her a round of applause, guys. That was amazing. I'm going to take the screen down so I can see you all now. Whew, I'm getting like a little hot and bothered. That was like super intense, and this light is like getting a little warm. But how awesome was that? Did you guys enjoy that headline critique? To me, that was super fun. I actually enjoy doing the slides so that you guys can all see it. So now I'm going to dive into some Q&A, and then of course at the end I'm going to make a really, really exciting announcement. So let's dive in. I'm going to open up my questions here. Oh, this is a good question from one of my students, and it's technically freelancing, but I think it's beneficial. She says, would you recommend including a blurb at the beginning of portfolio assets? So I'm guessing what you mean by that is like, should I include like a little executive summary at the beginning of my portfolio assets to give context? Yes. Imagine like if you're hiring a writer and like they send you a portfolio and you're just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. If there was like a little paragraph that's like, hi, this is a sales funnel that I wrote for this product with this goal, kind of similar to the information you guys gave me to critique your headlines, like just super short, brief. I think that is perfect. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Are you able to make this recording available? Yes, like I said, we're recording the recording, so hopefully we will get all of this to you on my IGTV right away. Question, long form sales ad or short form, which is better? You guys, I can't answer that question totally objectively. Like, it's all based on what it is that you're trying to do. So long form ads are really great for engagement because they often like tell stories and they really get people like involved. And if someone's reading this entire ad, they're probably going to comment. And commenting on an ad is actually really good for the algorithm because it tells Facebook, oh, this information is actually enjoyable and people are loving this, so great. But short form ads can be really punchy as well. Like if the creative is really speaking to your audience and you have a strong call to action, it can absolutely work. So when I write ads for clients, I write both. I write some short, I write some medium, I write some long, and I just kind of give them a whole like batch of different ads. Great question. All right. I'm just making sure. A lot of you guys are asking questions like, how do I start? How do I practice? Where's the best place to start? I'm just gonna answer like that in one big batch. Obviously, the right place to start is like, hello, here, you're here. I have so many videos, guides, tutorials, lives that I do to support you guys in starting, along with webinars and trainings you can all find on my YouTube channel. So that is obviously the best place to start. I also have a video on the practices that you can do every single day. So I'm not gonna get into that. This is a great question. So how do you calculate turnaround times for different types of copywriting? That's a really good question. And to be honest, like I kind of use a week as like the default, right? Like in a week is like I can write a landing page. I could like rewrite a sales page if it was already done. I kind of have like set timelines in place that I think are reasonable. So if it's a full sales page from scratch, I'm like 2 weeks, don't make me write it any quicker than that. It's just not gonna happen. If it's just a landing page, I'll say a week. If it's just a bunch of ads, like usually I'll say a few days up to a week. So you kind of will get the vibe of that as you continue to write. You'll just know like this is how long I know this will take me. And if someone's like, can you write me a sales page in 2 days? The answer is always 1000% no. Like I'm just not interested. I absolutely not interested in basically rushing my work, and I know it won't be as good then, right? Okay, going back to my questions. This is a good question from the same person. She says, what copywriting tools and programs do you use to stay organized and edit? This is similar to someone just submitted this question. What are your top 5 copywriting tools? I've shared this on my Instagram a bunch, but I love Hemingway Editor. It helps edit. It helps remove redundancies in complex sentences. So I love Hemingway Editor. I have Grammarly installed on my computer because I'm a horrible speller, guys. I'll be the first to admit. I'm a copywriter, I'm not a speller. And I use Google Docs to write all of my copy, and then I have a folder for each client. So it's really easy for me to like go in, revisit work that I've done for that client already, and I keep everything organized through Google Docs. Hopefully that answered your question. All right, what other questions do we have? This is a great question too. How exactly we should write an open loop? So hopefully I kind of answered that when I was going through the critiques, but think of it this way. Anytime you're hinting at something to come, that gives people the need to continue reading. So it's like, discover the secret to blah, 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 blah. Learn the 5 ways to blah, 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 right? Anytime you're using specificity or hinting at like some sort of unique discovery or approach that sounds different to what they know before, that's gonna get people to wanna continue reading. Like I can think of one that I read where, I don't know if you guys remember when like you could buy a house in Italy for like €1. There was like this huge like everyone was talking about how you could buy a house in Europe, all these travel blogs for €1. And it was like, this Italian city is selling houses for €1. And then of course you go to the blog post and that's true, but there's like a bunch of other information. I would just scroll through Facebook and like look at the ads that are really grabbing you for content articles, and you'll get really familiar with how to open a loop. But it's just making sure that you're not, similar to that event example that I gave, that you're not opening a loop and closing it in the exact same sentence. Like, the secret to gaining more visibility on Instagram is to identify your niche. Great. Full stop. Why would I need to click to continue reading, right? So hopefully that answers your question. All right, another one. Tips for writing a tech product landing page. So this is similar to the B2B headlines that I critiqued, right? I would very clearly focus on the USP of what it is that the tech delivers. So is it that like you're super reliable or you have this unique feature? Like, focus on the mechanism, because it, like with something like tech, people do make slightly more logical decisions, but it's based on a tangible benefit. And so I would focus squarely on the number one thing that makes this tech product different than anything else. Okay, going through. Can you? I'm just making sure I'm not missing any of your guys' questions. I feel like I had more before, but this is an interesting question. How do you get assured that your copy will work? Yeah, I mean, guys, you don't know. I write copy every freaking day, and I have no idea if it's going to convert or not. And so that's where I kind of say, like, write copy. It might be bad, but at least you have a starting point. And so that's why I think it's really important to get into like long-term relationships with clients, because you can say, hey, I'm really curious to hear how this copy performs. Let me know so I can like possibly make improvements, because then you're getting an education on top of, providing a lot of value to your client. So you never know. Like, there are times where I write copy that I think is pure gold and it flops. So, you only know through putting yourself out there, guys. And I think that that's a big obstacle that a lot of you have, is like, you want to write great copy, but you haven't really even like written any copy yet. And so you have to at some point go through this process of trial and error, right? Like, I'm writing and I'm learning at the same time, right? So you just have to really like keep working, keep putting yourself out there, keep applying for critiques like this, right? I mean, I got a lot of applicants, but I probably should have gotten a lot more, and I didn't. But you know what? The people who submitted, they got my eyeballs on their copy, which is great. I really like this question. Do you think the first step to marketing is to learn copywriting? Thank you very much. We love you. Thanks. I think they go hand in hand. So, like, I really do believe that marketing and copywriting are kind of one and the same, and that the best copywriters are also marketers, and the best marketers understand or at least can write basic copy. So, absolutely, like, learn marketing, learn how different funnels work, learn what it is that what your niche and what your clients are trying to achieve at like the highest level. Like, someone wrote me the other day saying, I need tips for real estate copywriting. And I'm not a real estate copywriter, so I can't give like super specific real estate copywriting tips. But at the end of the day, guys, we are all human. And no matter what type of copy you're writing, you're speaking to humans. And so it's all about understanding marketing psychology. And it is so, so important. And yes, of course, I'm biased. Like, I learned copywriting as a skill like when I first got into marketing, and I really do think that any marketer who can also learn copywriting is going to be a better marketer in turn. So to me, they kind of go hand in hand. So this I thought is an interesting question. I get it a lot. Is it that I should have a good level of English language to start copywriting? I have a whole post on this, guys, but it's like, if you're writing copy in English, yeah. Like, how are you going to write copy in English if you don't write English well? Like, of course, but you can write copy in your mother tongue, or you can write copy and hire a copy editor to help you out. But like, I mean, you guys, these questions are common sense. Like, yes, if you're going to write copy in English, you need to learn how to write in English. That's just like baseline, right? So I'm not trying to be sassy. Like, I mean, maybe I am a little, but, you know, there's copywriters and businesses all over the world. I know people who write copy in Bahasa Malaysia, in French, in, you know, gosh, like Portuguese. I'm trying to think of all the amazing copywriters I know that don't write copy in English and they kill it. So, you know, if you don't feel confident in your level of writing, then you're in English, then write in a different language. Okay. This is interesting. What are main things to consider when writing for different social media channels? I mean, it's the same thing as anything else, guys. Like, think of your audience, think of how they're navigating and consuming content. I think it's always, you know, to me, like how you write on Twitter is obviously different than how you write on Facebook, but it's because you're limited by character count and what have you. For the biggest thing is that, you know, just like my hot headline formula, and you guys saw, or you might have seen my caption writing formula, is anytime you're writing a caption for social media, you still need to hook attention, you still need to make a relatable and, you know, benefit, like the ABCs, right? Attention, benefit, and then a call to action. So, you know, depends on how much space you have to write, but that often guides a little bit of my, you know, copywriting for different captions. This is an interesting question. Your advice on transitions between paragraphs. So I am a big believer in like dots, and I don't, like, if I'm writing, my rule of thumb is like 3 lines max on like a Google Doc before I break it into a new paragraph. And I often will write like one-liners. And that's because, you know, like cognitive fluency, like we don't like seeing walls of text. It's like overwhelming. Think about when people send you an email and it's like a whole wall of text. Like you're like, I don't have time to read this right now. I'm not going to deal with it. So I do a lot of like starting sentences with and buts. So it'll be like something like, so you guys have a really exciting announcement to make, ... But first, comma, let's do some headline critiques and to teach you blah, 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 blah. And here's the thing. Like I do a lot of those kind of transitionary lines because it helps. Not using like full stop periods at the end of sentences keeps people engaged and reading. So I hope that helped. Okay. Now, I'm going to go and just see your guys' comments. I answered a lot of questions that came in via the... Oh, wait, I just got one more. I don't know how I pulled that up, but I did. How to hook people's attention. You have... I mean, I have, again, posts on this, but there's a lot of different ways to hook attention, right? You can share a relatable benefit. You can speak to their pain. You can use relevancy, like talking about what's going on in the world right now, like the election coming up in the US, of course, not in Canada where I am, but you can use novelty, you can use irony, you can confirm beliefs. I mean, there's so many different ways to hook people's attention. And, you know, you guys just keep your eyes on my Instagram because I'll be sharing a lot of that sort of information, and I already have. So just like take a scroll back on down through my Instagram. I'm going to open up the comment section now so that I can see all of you who are here live and make sure there's any questions. Jay says 3 lines is the max for screenplays. Oh, I didn't even know that. See? Right. So tips for writing a tagline for a juice brand. Taglines are hard, guys. Taglines are like headlines, but like even shorter. I would just say map out like the key words that you want to say, the core USP, the core benefit, what makes it different, and then just trial and error. Like write like 25 different taglines and then start mixing and matching different words and stuff. And like, it's just a process of creative, like it's so hard. That's like, to me, if you can write a tagline, it's like the sign of a good copywriter. Favorite storytelling technique? For sure, like hero's journey, I think is the easiest. Hi, Tater, are you thirsty? Just one sec, I have to let my puppy out. Okay, go get some water. Hero's journey, right? It's 3 acts. It's sort of the status quo, the departure, and the return. It's really, really powerful in like personal development marketing where you're really speaking to the pain. I also love future pacing, and someone had asked about future pacing on my last live, which is actually a way of storytelling where you're speaking to the reader in the future. So you're saying like, imagine, Alex, you wake up at 9 a.m. It's a beautiful spring day. You hear the birds chirping. You check your phone and you've made $10,000 in sales overnight. Imagine that feel, or like that feeling rushes through your body. You're feeling so grateful. You're feeling like you're speaking in present tense, but in the future. And that's, to me, future pacing, when you have a very aspirational product that you're writing for, is really powerful. It doesn't work for a lot of products like, you know, commodities, like let's say a backpack. It's hard to like really romance a backpack. So in that case, I would probably tell a more functional story of like how the backpack help them in this, like, overcome this problem or something like that. Good copy starts with bad copy. Abso-freaking-lutely. What does supposition mean in a hook? Oh, that's a good question, and I just said it. Supposition is when you're supposing something, so you're speaking to the reader as if something has already happened, which is kind of like future pacing. So I just gave a really great example of that. What are the main points you think you should make on an about page? Many things I've read say you should just focus on what you can do for the customer and not much about your story. See, and I actually kind of disagree with that, because I think an about page is people want to know about the brand. So I say save all of the customer focused, like actual copy for your homepage, and then make your about page about you. But you obviously want to make it somewhat about the reader. So like share your story, share your mission, share why you're doing what you're doing. You can share a bit about your team, that sort of thing. So it's kind of like who I am, how I got here, what I'm doing now, and here's like how we're changing the world through our programs, products, whatever that might be. So quick rundown. How do you spy competitor ads? I saw someone comment this, but my favorite thing to do is check out Facebook's ad library. So you can go to any fan page on Facebook, go to page transparency, scroll down, click view ad library, and if they're running any ads, you will see them. It's all about Facebook's like transparent marketing policy, where you can go see the last 90 days of active ads that any brand has ran, which is incredible, right? I mean, talk about a great way to see what other people are doing. Okay. Is there any way to check if the copy is written according to the brand tone? No, because the only one that knows the brand tone is the brand you're writing for, right? So you can't, like, there's no tool for that. You have to make your best guess and then submit it to the client to obviously get feedback. Okay guys, so like you guys are freaking amazing. I am so grateful for all of your questions. Thank you so much for submitting. As I said before, if I didn't answer your question, I am going to check, make sure I check them all in the kind of the back end of Instagram and make sure that I, produce content that answers those questions. And if you're watching this on IGTV later, comment below and either me or my team can get back to you on those questions. Now, I'm going to make a super exciting announcement. The time has come. Are you guys ready for it? So over the last few months, I've gotten a lot of you asking questions like, hey Alex, I love your program, really want to join your program. I'm wondering if you have something a bit more affordable. Also, I really want real life examples, and I want to see over the shoulder how you write, and I want, examples, templates, process, all of that for sales pages. And so here's what I'm going to do. Sometime in either next month, October, or November, I need to work it out exactly with my schedule because it's going to be a lot of work, but I'm going to do a live 5-day Write and Ignite challenge where I am going to take you through my exact process for writing a high converting sales page in just 5 days. So we're actually going to go live every single day with the training, and I'm going to take you through my proprietary offer mapping process. I'm going to take you through my sales page formula that up until now, the only people who have seen that are my high paying clients and my Copy Posse Launchpad and Copy Posse Launch Files students. I'm going to teach you how to come up with an irresistible offer, how to increase the value price gap, how to properly price offers, how to position and outline your copy. Really, it's like the full gamut of my sales page writing process. And it's perfect for you if you are an entrepreneur and you're writing your sales page for your own product, or if you're a copywriter and you have a client sales page you need to write and you basically just want guidance for 5 days while you write it. Or if you don't have a client yet and you just want to write a sales page for your portfolio. So you can go to, and write this down, don't go to it now because you'll leave the live, but you can go to alexcatoni.com/ignite, and I will share this in my link in bio later. So you guys can just make sure you check back in like a little bit, and it'll be at my link in bio. It'll say 5-day challenge. Registration is not yet open, but I was so excited to announce this that I basically created a page to sign up for the early notification list. So that means if like you want in and you want to make sure you don't miss it, you can sign up and put your name on the list, and you'll be the first to hear about when the 5-day challenge opens for registration. I'm super excited about this, guys, because I know it's what many of you have been asking for. Like, okay, I really, really want to see exactly the step-by-step process that you go through when you're writing sales pages. And like I said, dates have not been announced yet. It'll be sometime in October or early November. And it'll be really, really fun. We'll get to hang out live all the time, every day for 5 days. And you know, it'll be Copy Posse level of fun, which anyone who's taken my programs before knows we always have like a shit ton of fun together.
All right, guys, I hope you found that helpful. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, please comment below and let me know. And don't forget to join me over on Instagram at Copy Posse. And to sign up for the 5-day Write and Ignite challenge that I announced, click the link in the description below. I will see you next week with a brand new episode where I'll be talking all about how to write killer social captions. Next up, check out my video on 5 copywriting exercises to take your copy from good to great. You can watch that right here. As always, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Until next time, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. Okay, boom.